Alright boys, we are back, and it's time to head into the Stanley Cup Finals in Year 10 with your Arizona Coyotes. No matter what, this is going to be our second last video with Arizona. Win or lose, alright? It's going to be our second last one, so hopefully it's a good one. We're so damn close to that dynasty that we set out to get. 2 Stanley Cups in 3 years, and now we're back in the Stanley Cup Finals for the 4th year in a row. If we can just win this, man, incredible, and it'll cap off an incredible year. Once again, we're a playoff juggernaut. 12-3 so far in the playoffs this year. We've gotten by Dallas, we swept them, got by the San Jose Sharks in 6 games, and we got by the Anaheim Ducks in 5 games, all right? So I really feel confident about our team this year, but we do have Dan McKenzie and the Philadelphia Flyers to go up against. This is a perfect last team to face here. Absolutely. That draft that we drafted Lou Morris and Lucas Petrie over Dan McKenzie, who went first overall. You know, it ended up working out for us, but maybe it's now time for Philadelphia to take over as the beast in the East with a 97 overall first-line center, right? I'm here to say, no, this is our year. We got one more. Captain Keith Yandle, the old man, Anze Kopitar. They've been here for a long time, and it's time for one more cup, all right? It's time to turn into a dynasty. So we have a lot of comments and a lot of fan art because this is going to be our last series. So let's get through this. First up from Hank Hill. Oh, from the emergency room. Is he okay? The doctors say I might not have long to live. No, my heart may not be able to handle another a Stanley Cup loss. Play for propane. Is it still 25%? Play for Captain Keith. We don't just have hope. We have Hank. Keep calm and howl on. There you go. Hope you get better, Hank Hill. And hell yeah, man, we'll play for you. We got you in the back of our minds. As long as you got that 25% off propane still, we will play for Hank Hill. All right? You just got to keep calm and howl on, Hank. Don't worry about it. Next up from Steve Mason. Ooh, a message from the enemy camp. Your dynasty is coming to an end. Hashtag this is our year now. Oh, we'll see about that, Steve Mason. Jesus, man, Mason. Is he still playing for the team? I showed you guys the rosters in the last video. I guess he's their starting goaltender. All right. I can't imagine he'll be better than Brendan Hope. So don't even start with me, Mason. Next up, Dan McKenzie. Another message from an enemy camp. Dan McKenzie says that he plans to injure Captain Keith Yandle and Brendan Hope. Hashtag McKenzie on the loose. I don't freaking think so, man. Lou Morris, I'm calling you right now. I demand that you body sex Dan McKenzie. He is just threatened to hurt your captain and your goaltender. Lou Morris is going to get loose on your ass, Dan McKenzie. Don't you even start with me. Next up, Lou Morris on GM Superman saying he's leaving the Coyotes after the season. He needs to just shut his mouth. Oh my God. Lou Morris taking a page out of Joe Thornton's book. But don't worry, it's a positive, right? Lou Morris just wants me to stay in Arizona, so it's not a negative here. But Lou, we can't worry about that right now. We got to deal with the Philadelphia Flyers, so get your game face on. We're not worrying about the offseason. So thank you very much for the fan comments. They made the series much better. Now we got some fan art. You guys went nuts with it this time, so we're going to take our time here. First up, we got GM Mode Game 1, Arizona versus Philadelphia in the Stanley Cup Finals. NHL 13, I guess he's going for the year 2023, I suppose. All right, very nice. Next up, we have 2024 Stanley Cup Finals. Hank Hill and his son in the stands. So even though he's injured, he's still watching the games. Heart attack my ass. And Brendan Hope says, come at me, Philly. Very nice, very nice. Next up, will Dirty Dan McKenzie show up to play? Or will an unlikely hero steal the spotlight? Jesper Anderson. Oh, this guy's come in and absolutely, he's become one of the faces of our playoff run. He leads our team in goals with 7. He's got no power play time, no penalty kill time, and he's on the 4th line, and he's getting it done. Unbelievable is Jesper Anderson. Good job, buddy. Next up, this guy's actually sent us a couple in a row here. They can't handle Yandle. Very nice. He can still play, man. I know he's an old man, but he can still play. They have hope. Oh, my God, look at that. Voracek and Scott Hartnell laughing at our catchphrase, even though that same catchphrase has got us 2 Stanley Cups in 3 years. Shut the hell up, Voracek and Hartnell. We're going to show you who's got hope. And no worries, Johnny. I'll take out McKenzie. There you go. He got back to me. So McKenzie has threatened Captain Keith Yandle and our goaltender, and Lou Morris is going to get on that. All right, McKenzie, you got to watch out for Lou, son. They played against each other in the minors as well. They have a rivalry. Next up, Dan McKenzie versus the Yotes. So basically, it's Dan McKenzie versus our depth. Should have added Jesper Anderson in there. He's done enough to earn it this year. Lou Morris and Petrie versus Dan McKenzie. It is the story of that draft that year. Could have gotten McKenzie if I traded those 2 firsts, but I decided to hold on, get 2 players, and Morris and Petrie, I have no No problem with them. No problem with them. NBC Sports Magazine. Arizona gets out their brooms and sweep away Dallas's ashes after a 4-0 series win. Beautiful, baby. The broomsticks are out. Lou Moore's fined $10,000 by the NHL after being caught body sexing Jamie Oleksiak during Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Well, at least he was only fined and not suspended. Calm down there, Lou Morris. The body sex is not a legal move in the NHL. GM Superbman offered to pick the 2026 Team Canada's Olympic roster. All right, very nice. Again, off-season. We don't have to worry about that just yet. Next up, oh, who is this? This is Ricey. Philadelphia Flyers GM Mike Rice says, guarantees a Stanley Cup victory of GM Superbman. Says he guarantees a... So what, Rice, you're guaranteeing a cup for me? I thought you're the Philadelphia Flyer GM. What the hell? All right. He also stated that if GM Superbman has a problem with that, to come step in the ring. Oh, Rice, he always wants to get in the WWE. All right, the general manager of Philadelphia. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm focusing on the players. Next up, we have Captain Keith Yandel showing his respect for Hank Hill in the emergency room. Good job, Captain Keith. He's a leader. Next up, hashtag we still have hope. And our Big Max. Beautiful, beautiful. Up next, oh, what's this? Never before seen picture of Arizona Coyotes forward Jesper Anderson. He's the Man of Steel. Oh, there's no way we can lose. Imagine having the Man of Steel on your fourth line. Unbelievable. All we need now is General Zod on the first line left wing. Truth, justice, and hope. Jesper Anderson. Beautiful. Next up, apparently the Coyotes won the cup by feeding the other teams free Big Macs. Oh, no. It's Big Mac Gate. The truth is coming out from the last 3 years. Oh, Ron Burgundy. He's very upset. Hashtag McDonald's are out of business. Nah, son, we've done this legit. Don't even start with me. All right, we're going all the way. And last but not least, keep calm and howl on, the Kings of the Desert. All right, so thank you very much for the fan art, boys. There are the honorable mentions. Gotta say, the fan art has definitely turned the GM Mode series around. It's made it a lot better, give it more character. All right, so keep it up, keep it up. But now, we got to look at the Philadelphia Flyers. Actually, hang on one second. All right, so let's take a look at the team that we're going up against in the Year 10 Finals, the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. I know they got Dan McKenzie, but everyone else, I have no clue, all right? So, first line, Lear, Liar, 83. That's not the greatest. McKenzie, Dan McKenzie, 97 overall, two-way forward. My God. First line center. And Jacob Voracek, who's dropped off a little bit, 82 sniper. But then again, we do still have Yandel and Kopitar, and I'd imagine his offensive category are not bad, right? So McKenzie, I mean, Jesus, if I was playing alongside a 97 overall player, I'd be a 40-goal scorer. So I'm sure those two wingers are going to be fine with that 97 between them. So pretty good first line. I'll give it to them. McKenzie just makes that line amazing. Second line, Johnny Gaudreau, Claude Giroux, and Fahey. Now, this is interesting because I don't know why Gaudreau wouldn't be alongside McKenzie unless McKenzie is so good, he makes the other two guys on his line play amazing, and then Johnny Gaudreau brings up Claude Giroux because Giroux probably still has good offensive categories, and then they got another sniper on that right wing, right? So, I mean, maybe I wouldn't arrange the lines this way, but they are in the finals, so I'm not going to question it, I suppose. Third line, Kamiev and Braden Shen and Regier. Kamiev and Braden Shen, an 85 and an 86. That's quite nice. Regier, 76. They may have an injury there. That's a little bit low. Fourth line, Price Grinder, Odgers Grinder, and Lawton, two-way forward. You know, that's a really good fourth line. Two grinders. And Lawton, I know, has a good defensive category, two-way forward, 83, all right? So they got a lot of two-way forwards on this team. They do have some snipers, all right, but McKenzie, Lear, Kamiev, Shen, Lawton, then two grinders as well. Regier's a two-way forward. These guys might be a good defensive team, especially with McKenzie. You know his defensive awareness is like 99. Defensively, first line, Michael Del Zaster, 86, and Camilleri, 82. So they really don't seem to have a strong defensive core. They might have an injury in there, all right, and 82 on their first line. That's good for us. Henley and Luke Shen on their second line. Again, Henley's a 79. Luke Shen, 82. He'd be best suited as a top 6 defender at this point. So their top 4 is a little bit weak. And then their top 6, an 83 and a 76, Clapham. They must have a defensive injury. Because if you move everyone down, like, I'd say they have a top 2 injury. Because then you move Camilleri down with Shen, Henley down with Kuznetsov, and then maybe like an 86 or an 87 on their top 2. So maybe not, though, you know. I gotta say, defensively, though, they look a little bit weak, but it might be countered with all their two-way forwards that they have up front and Dan McKenzie. He's going to be a defensive beast. And then goaltenders, let's see, Stolarz and Mason. They don't have the greatest goaltender combination either. 84 and an 83, so it's really all about Dan McKenzie. It's Dan McKenzie's team. Are we going to be able to keep them off the scoring sheet? And are we going to be able to score goals? I like to think that we can score goals on these guys, but a 97 overall, he's going to be getting plenty of ice time, penalty kill time. You know he's going to be there, right? Is that going to be enough to change the game in their favor, like the Edmonton Oilers with their first line? You compare them to ours, I mean, a 97 compared to a first-line center is only 89. That's a huge jump. It really is, right? So we got to watch out for that. But Lou Morris and Lucas Petrie, I'm hoping that they can lead us along with everyone else. I'm just looking at the roster here. I'm trying to fourth line. I got to give their fourth line the nod. They got those 2 grinders and an 83 Lawton depth. Third line, I mean, they had Shen and that guy on the left wing who was also an 85. That's not that bad. And then the 2 wingers on their second line was also pretty good. Goudreau and, who was it? Fahey, right? So this could actually be a little bit closer than I want it to be. I think we have them defensively if they don't have an injury, and we have them goaltender-wise. But offense, it's just all those two-way forwards. I don't know what to make of it, all right? Don't know what to make of it. I want to win a dynasty so bad, man. I just don't want this to go to shits at the last possible time. So injury report. Let's see if the Philadelphia Flyers have any injuries that they're dealing with right now. Philadelphia, let's see. Yes, all right, Teixeira needs to be evaluated. He's a defenseman, so I'd imagine a top 4 defenseman for them. That would make sense. That 76 overall in the top 6 just wasn't cutting it, and the 82 in the top 2. So, needs to be evaluated. He must have just got injured, which is really good news for us. Hopefully, it's a long one. Let's take a look at the injury report here. Hang on. Injuries. Let's see. Any... No, maybe it just happened. It hasn't, like, updated just yet. Who knows? So, here we go. We've all waited long enough. It's time to go into game number 1. On the road, they technically had a better regular season than us, but I don't care. We are a playoff juggernaut. Behind Jesper Anderson, our depth, and Lucas Petrie and Lou Morris, who I'm looking to lead us to that Stanley Cup, all right? It's going to be a competition of that draft year. Lou Morris, Petrie versus Dan McKenzie. Who got the better draft that year? Here we go, boys, in Philadelphia. First period. All right, baby. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the man who some say should have gotten the captaincy a long time ago. He doesn't need it, though. He leads by example. The silent leader gets it done out there on the ice. Big power play goal. All right, good job. I'm liking this. I think that we can solve these guys. We can score goals on these guys. Second period. All right, I'll take that. Brendan Hope having a good series. Going back to the last series. Sorry, he had a good last series. Hopefully he has a good this series. All right, I think he had 2 shutouts in the last one. I shouldn't have said shutout. Fuck. Third period. Come on now, boys. We need that 3 before regulation. They're going to be a good defensive team. Power play. Yes, Matthew Barzal. There's my first line center, bitches. Come on, 10 minutes left is the routine. Oh, Claude Giroux. Wait a minute. The veteran Claude Giroux gets his team back within 1. 5 minutes. Will it be? Yes, baby. Our savior, Darcy Jones, gets an empty netter. And the Arizona Coyotes take a 1-0 series lead over the Philadelphia Flyers. We beat them straight up. 34 shots to 22. We got 3 goals before the end of regulation, and Brendan Hope didn't allow more than 2 goals, one goal, but he allowed less than 2 goals. So what a great game, what a great way to start off the series. Ekman-Larsson from Yakupov from Kopitar, Barzy from Petrie. All right, so Petrie got a point there, and Darcy Jones from the Big Mac and Barzy. I would love it if our first line showed up here. It's been our depth the entire time. Jesper Anderson, 7 goals leading our team. So I'd love it if our first line decided to show up now, all right? So what a great way to go. And Hank Hill's he's already feeling better in the emergency room, all right, boys? So let's keep this up. Come on now. We are the better team. I know it. I feel it. First period. Oh! Yeah! They can't stop us. Nicholas Malak, a pickup trade. The Big Mac, a pickup trade. And Darcy Jones. So even though the drafting has been fantastic for Arizona over the last 10 years, when GM Superman decided to make a trade, it was a big one. And it ended up working out. Malak we picked up this year. The Big Mac we picked up 2 years ago. And Darcy Jones we picked up last year. Oh my God. What a beastly first period. The game's not over yet, boys, but I have hope. Second period. All right, they got 1 back. Claude Giroux, back-to-back goals, back-to-back games. can understand that. He wants to lead his team to victory, but I don't know. I don't think you're going to get 3 goals past Brendan Hope here in the 3rd period. Plus, our team can get more. Yeah, baby, the Big Mac. Is that a hat trick? It is. He got a hat trick. Wait, we're getting your answers right back. Hang on a second here. Hang on. Just under 15 minutes remaining. 3-goal lead. Brendan Hope, is that going to be enough? I think it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The 3rd liner's chipping in now. And freaking the Big Mac comes in and gets a hat trick in the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, my God. What a game for the Big Mac. Everyone's eating McDonald's tonight, son. McDonald's are just jam-packed in Arizona through this game. Oh, Maluk, the Big Mac, Yakupov. The Big Mac had an assist. Barzell Jones, Barry Yakupov, Darcy Jones from Strome and Pierlini. The Big Mac from Petrie and Barzell. Pierlini from Ekman Larson and Barry. So the first line is really tearing it up in this one, boys. Dan McKenzie is only 1 player. Oh, no! He's been injured with a sprained ankle. His estimated return is June 4th. Oh, it's the little Mick. Oh, thank God. Oh, man, I thought it was the Big Mac. I thought he got a hat trick and then he got injured. That would not have been good. All right, forwards. Who are we bringing up? Selleck, Kostitsyn. Who do we want to bring up? Who do we want to bring up? Selleck is a sniper. There you go. This guy, power forward, Korostelov. You know, we had Korostelov for a long time. We drafted him in year 1. Oh, you know, Stroshin. Yeah, Stroshin. There you go. Ray Stroshin. This guy, he got first-line time in the AHL this year. He was our, 2022 first-round pick, 29th overall, 2-way forward, 4-star. Give this guy some playoff experience. There you go, Stroshin. This is a good time for him to come in and play a little bit. 4th line time, he's not going to be getting too much, right? And he can get a little bit of experience, and we're still growing for the future, all right? So more draft picks getting the chance to play here in Arizona. So we're coming back to Arizona for game number 3. We have a 2-0 series lead. We've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've won 9 games in a row in the playoffs. Our team is outstanding right now. Boys, keep the momentum going, all right? Play for Hank Hill. Play for the little Mick. Play for Arizona. First period. All right, finally, the Philadelphia Flyers have a first where they don't allow a goal. All right, calm it down here, boys. Just keep calm and howl on. Follow Captain Keith Yandel into combat. Second period. All right. Matthew Barzell, so our first line continues to get it done. And Price. Who was Price again? I forget who Price was. Maybe their 4th line center? I forget. Doesn't matter, all right? 1-1 game. Shots are pretty even. 3rd period. We need those 3 goals by regulation, boys. Offensively, we've been good so far in this series. Penalty kill. Oh! Second-line sniper. Fahey gets one. And the Philadelphia Flyers take their first lead. Will it be enough to get a win from Arizona in Arizona? Arizona, somebody score! Oh! And the Philadelphia Flyers managed to hold on. Man, that's a big game for Philly right there. Stellars, he outplayed Brendan Hope. We had enough shots on the net. He just stopped enough of them. Barzell from Petrie, but Price from Lawton and Odgers, and Fahey from Braden Shen. So the 9 games in a row have come to an end. It's not going to be a walk in the park to the Stanley Cup, boys. There's going to be some adversity here, all right? So 3-1 victory, 6-2 victory, but then a 2-1 loss. So I thought that would be the case, even though they had a little bit of a weak defensive core and their goaltender's a little bit weak. All those 2-way forwards and Dan McKenzie, that's enough to have a game where they play good defensively, just with the players themselves, right? So I am a little bit worried about their defensive ability, but still, I have hope in our depth. All right, we're a playoff juggernaut. We've performed in the past. We haven't had an elimination game in how long? Just keep calm and howl on. Stay behind Captain Keith Yandel and Lou Morris. It's time for you to... Oh, Johnny Gaudreau gets his first shot in the game, and it's a goal. Damn it, man. That's not a good way to start. Home ice advantage, man. Hank Hill is watching a live stream. What are you guys doing? You got to play. Here we go. First period. Oh, my God. Braden Shen. So the Philadelphia Flyers have taken a 2-0 lead in the first period. Man, this could turn into a really scary series all of a sudden. What the hell? Second period. All right. So still a 2-0 game. All right, boys, we've come back in the past, all right? This is nothing special. We can definitely have a solid 3rd period and get 2 goals. First thing you got to do is get 1, all right? So just play good defensively, Grind them bitches down and get 1 goal before the 10-minute mark and turn it into a game for your fans. All right, come on now, boys. Here we go. Turn it into a game. Turn it in power play. This is our chance. It's a long one. Oh, my God. 10 minutes have passed. Johnny Gaudreau gets his 2nd of the game, and we have a series, boys. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Oh, my God. We got shut out. All right, so back-to-back games, we have not been able to score goals. I think it's time for a line change. Ever since the little Mick went down with an injury, we've gotten 1 goal in the last 2 games, all right? So, yeah, it's time for a line change. The Big Mac, I don't want to take him off the first line. Oh, thank God, the little Mick. Get back in here. Get back in here, little Mick. Where are you? You're center, right? Yeah, there you go. Get in there. Stroshine, you did all right. Don't worry about it. You weren't the problem. I don't need goals from you. All right, so the Big Mac had... See, Barzell, the Big Mac, and Petrie are getting it done this year. Don't want to mess... No, you know what? No, I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm going to trust in this team. We just had 2 bad games, but the little Mick is back, and we won the first 2 games with the little Mick in our lineup, right? So, you know what? I'm just going to have hope. All right, Captain Keith Yandel, he does get up in the locker room. He says a little bit. Not loud enough that the coaches or the GM can hear, but he's just talking with the players, all right? Come on, boys. This is still a series. We can still get back in. This is 2-2. This is not over just yet. All right, let's forget about those 2 games on home ice. Let's get out there and start firing the puck on the net. We're the better team up and down the roster. Let's go. First period. All right, baby. Dylan Strome. That's what I need. When you need a pickup, your depth players will be there for you. 3rd and 4th liners. Beautiful. Out shooting them 12-7. All right, boys. Come on. Keep this up. Second period. All right. There you go. Fucking 3rd and 4th line. What did I just say? Strome, Horvat, Pierlini. Break him up, Johnny. Break him up. Give Horvat 2nd line time. Give Strome 2nd line time. Why would I do that when they're fucking beasts on the 3rd line and the little Mick comes back from injury and he chips in on the 4th line as well? 3 goals from your 3rd line, 1 goal from your 4th line. Beautiful. Beautiful depth on this team. 3rd period, there's no way Brendan Hope allows 4 in a period. There's no freaking way. All right, we got this game. It's over. Nail Yakupov ices it. Power play goal. And the Arizona Coyotes are going to go up 3-2 against the Philadelphia Flyers in the Stanley Cup Finals. Johnny Gaudreau scores with less than a minute left to ruin the shutout for Brendan Hope, but he doesn't care about that. Brendan Hope's never been a goaltender who cares about stats. He's a goaltender who cares about wins. All right, and that's why he's got 2 Conn Smythes and 2 Stanley Cups. Strome from Captain Keith Yandel and Horvat. Horvat from Strome and Ekman Larson. Pierlini from Malak and Strome. The little Mick from Malak and Jones. Yakupov from Ekman Larson and Kopitar. All right, everyone's chipping in, boys. And I know we lost our first 2 games on home ice, but we have a chance to win the Stanley Cup on home ice this time. All right, Hank Hill has made a trip from the hospital into a luxury box. We got him in his emergency bed. All right, he's still on the drip. It's all good, though. He's going to be fine up there. He doesn't want to have a heart attack, so we have got to play, all right? We have got to play. Everyone's in the building. It could be Captain Keith Yandel's last time playing in Arizona, all right? So come on now, boys. And Anze Kopitar could be their last official home game, so let's play. Let's play for Arizona. Let's play for your captains. We're going to go a real-time simulation. Come on now, Arizona. Power play goes nowhere. There you go, Dylan Strome. And the 3rd and 4th line continue to get it done. Penalty kill. Good job. I have hope. I have hope. Oh, man, we're destroying them this game. This is perfect. First period's over. Oh, my God. Out shooting them by quadruple. 16 shots to 4. My God, this team is playing good right now. All right, boys. Remember, though, we're only up 1-0. That's the real numbers you got to look at. Come on now. Somebody step up. Who's going to be the leader here? Second period. Nail Yakupov. He's been here for a while. Anze Kopitar, the veteran, getting it done. 3-0 lead. The Arizona Coyotes. Hank Hill. It seems like he's magically getting out of his bed. Oh, Nicholas Malak. Hank Hill's being healed as I speak. Jesus Christ. Second period is over, and we have a 4-0 lead. It's like the Boston Bruins versus Vancouver in 2011. Boys, outshooting them 25-7, more than 3 times. There's no way Brendan Hope allows 4 goals in the 3rd period. Captain Keith Yandel stands up in the locker room. He says, boys, these 10 years with you have been absolutely fantastic. Most memorable 10 years of my life. And it's probably going to come to an end tonight, but don't give up just yet. Let's play like we're at the top of our game with the most intensity that we can bring. Let's give our fans one more show with this roster, and let's go out as champions of the world. Captain Keith Yandel steps out onto the ice for the last time, it seems. The third period starts, and the Arizona Coyotes shut her down. They lock it down. The Philadelphia Flyers get absolutely nothing. Brendan Oak gets a shutout, and the Arizona Coyotes are officially an NHL dynasty. Yeah! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Hank Hill is up doing jumping jacks, clapping his hands, hugging his son. The fans are eating Big Macs. Everyone's cheering. Oh, what a beautiful night. And the Arizona Coyotes have done it. What a 10-year run for GM Superb, man, as the general manager of the Coyotes, taking them from a rebuilding team, making the playoffs 9 years in a row after the first-year rebuild, and winning the Stanley Cup 3 times in 4 years. Oh, my God. 4 times straight Western Conference Final champion, and 3 times Stanley Cup champion in the last 4 years, with 9 straight playoff appearances and a President's Trophy. Holy shit. And it seems like that draft with Lucas Petrie and Lou Morris, I did the right thing. Dan McKenzie, no doubt, is a fantastic player, but it's a team game, hockey. 2 players for 1 is always the way to go, especially if they can handle themselves. And Lou Morris, the best grinder in the NHL. Lucas Petrie might just be one of the best snipers in the NHL. My God, boys, what a fantastic year. I accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. Hockey is now very important in the state of Arizona. So Arizona, thank you for letting me be your GM over the last 10 years. It was a hell of a fun time. And just remember, keep calm and howl on.